should feel comfortable and be supported in my decision and not necessarily think that I need to assimilate completely 100% to what my employer's workspace is, right? So I need to have that, make sure that I am being included in the conversation, in the culture of what is going on. So accept everybody that works at your firm, all of your colleagues, accept them as they are. So we need really bold disruptors who can shake up the status quo. You know, a lot of times it just takes one person to say, hey, come on into the circle, right? If you are at a conference right now, go to a conference, a lot of folks, some people might know each other, other people don't know each other, so it might be a little bit more difficult for them to break into that cycle, right? To break in and join the conversation. You want to be inclusive and say, come on in. When I lived in Miami over a decade ago, I used to have an employer where a lot of the, as you guys know, Miami is heavily Hispanic speaking, right? Everybody at my job, they would all speak Spanish. And I was so frustrated after a while. I went to the public library, I'm like, I'm going to get, learn how to speak Spanish. But of course, as you guys know, it's more difficult to learn a foreign language when you're already an adult. So I got frustrated and I couldn't learn it. But I felt excluded a lot of the time from the conversation that my peers were having. Fast forward to a number of years later when I'm in New York, I'm working for an international company here. They have a lot of Asian employees, from Hong Kong and other places. The difference there was that every time my colleagues, they did that a lot, they would start to speak in Spanish. But the difference, every time they would do that, and I was in their midst, in the middle of that conversation, the boss would say, guys, revert, speak in English, So you want to do something like that to include everybody if you are in a situation like that.